Got it. You gotta be a big girl for this.
I'm going to play y'all some songs today. I'll be your musical in-between reverend. Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us, above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for. No religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us, and the world will live as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger, a brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us, and the world will live as one. No, no, you may say I'm a dreamer, yeah, but I'm not the only one. Hope someday you will join us, and the world will live as one. Oh, and the world will live as one. Oh, and the world will live as one. Thank you.
Thank you, Savannah. Good morning, everyone. My name is Reverend Ken, and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living. We're a unique spiritual community. We don't require any dogma. We don't tell you what you should believe. We encourage you to come to a God of your understanding, one that can empower your life to live the best life possible. And to make that happen, you only have to do one simple thing each Sunday morning, and that is to leave all your troubles, your would-haves, your could-haves, your should-haves, leave that stuff outside. And for the next 45 minutes or so, to open up an avenue of spirit possibilities. And what are spirit possibilities? Well, they're for more love, more joy, more happiness, all those things in life that make us feel alive. Because that's what spirit is doing through you and through me, showing up in the physical, recognizing itself through our love, our joy, and our laughter. So know you're in a great place this morning, and spirit is going to recognize and reward you abundantly. Well, I have several announcements this morning because we are a very busy center here. There's all kinds of exciting things going on. The first one is that I've been offering personal recorded prayers. You know, the most powerful thing in my life is I had my prayer partner record her prayers for me that I could listen to over thousands of times, actually. And I'm now offering that for others because this is a really powerful technique. It's one thing to hear a prayer one time, but if you can hear it multiple times, it can really sink into your consciousness. So if you would like to have a personal prayer, you can either scan that code or you can talk to me after service. Now, we've been doing test runs of our bingo game, and we think we've got that really set up, ready to go. But this Thursday, we won't have a test run because we're getting it where we're going to be able to take it on the road, as they would say. And that probably will happen early next month. We do have a really exciting thing that's going to be happening this Friday. Amy Hendrickson, I don't know if you know her. She's the most wonderful, lovely person. She sings beautifully. She's going to have an open mic here on two Fridays out of every month, the second and the fourth one, I believe. But this Friday is going to be her first one. It starts at 6 o'clock. Now, if you would like to participate, if you want to get up and sing a song, maybe read a poem, an interpretive dance, whatever, come at 5:30 and sign up with Amy. But otherwise, come at 6. There's no cost, and just really, it's going to be a really great time. Now, this afternoon, not really this afternoon, but at 11:30, we have a workshop. And we have an amazing friend of mine, Jerry McDaniel. He's a wonderful, intuitive medium. He's had a near-death experience. He's an amazing guy. He's written a book, and Jerry's going to come up and tell you a little bit about his workshop he's going to have at 11:30 today. Come on up, Jerry. That's not Jerry. Hey, Jerry, come on up, buddy. Come on. Yeah, you got to get in the spotlight.
Thank you so much. You know, I'm Catholic. I'm going to have to go back and tell the Catholic Church that you folks are doing bingo. I'm sorry. We own that.
Don't tell them.
How dare you take that from us? Pope's not going to be happy. Oh, by the way, this is your book.
Oh, thank you.
Wow. All right, I have ADD. Anybody here have ADD? I have gifts. I can figure out who has ADD, and so I have to keep notes. I'm a clairvoyant medium, and I've been doing. In fact, who was here in my workshop on numerology? Oh boy, was that successful, huh? Nobody came back. Whoa. Well, I've got one coming up on dream interpretation in August, so I love that. Sorry. I have a master, not a master's, a PhD in metaphysical humanistic sciences. And they said, when I studied online, do you want the doctoral or the PhD? I said, I want the PhD. They sent me a doctoral. So actually, you're looking at Dr. Jerry McDaniel. Wow, that applause was adequate. Okay. My first two books. Bless you. See, with Catholics, we do go around doing that. My first two books were more metaphysical. This one is more spiritual. God wanted me to do spiritual. And a lot of this came about, I spent 8 months in the hospital, had a heart and a kidney transplant. There were people in there a lot worse than I was. I'm the whitest Cuban you've ever seen because I have the heart and the kidney of a 16-year-old Cuban boy. I got to know the family real well. I let the mom listen to her son's heart through a stethoscope, and I'm just blessed to be here. And I love coming here. I do watch some of your sermons, and where's the young lady that plays the music?
Over here.
Oh, you are so talented. I was watching, and I'm not trying to get cheap applause. I have other ways to get cheap applause. That wasn't one of them. And actually in the hallway, there's a picture of you, something about activating your yes. I do speak to a group in Orlando. I live in Castleberry. And they call themselves the Yes Group. It's after a book by Mary Hayes, The Power of Yes, or something like that. I know her pretty well. I don't like microphones. They make me nervous. So sorry about that. This book has been described as a companion for your soul. I don't like books that tell you to do things, maybe because I'm 71 years old. Other than my wife, I don't like people, and my grandkids, of course, they tell me to do stuff. I want it to be more like a hug. And it's a calm and selective. And if you have ADD, you are looking for a book, this is the book for you. Because I have 7 chapters. The sub-chapters take about 8 minutes, and you don't have to read it from front to back. But in doing the work, and I'm sure I'm not the only clairvoyant here, I know I'm not the only medium here, I've had to sit across from someone who has lost their loved one due to suicide. And it's a tough thing. And I don't have any unique perspective on it. I've had friends take their own life. And so in here, there's a section called the Suicide Survivors Club. It's a club we never want to belong to. But I was inspired to write that based on what do we do with the people that have kind of been left behind, you know? And they have a lot of answers, and there's no easy questions. In fact, there's probably no question. I mean, a lot of questions, but no easy answers. Sorry, I got that mixed up. And so I wrote that chapter. There's a chapter here on the sacred energy of trees. Anyway, and it regularly sells for $14.99. I feel like an infomercial. Today and today only, I'm selling it for $10 because I don't have any retailers up here, so there's nobody to complain. So anyway, that's all I got. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jerry. Today at 11:30. Also, we're going to have Joy and Brenda come up because we had an amazing turnout for our Earth Day, and they're going to share with you. Come on up, guys. Here we go.
Good morning. We want to start by thanking everybody for your efforts for our Earth Month challenge. We had 35 cards come in, and many of them had multiple, so there's probably 50 or 60 different actions that people are taking. They fell into basically 6 categories, and the top ones were gardening and planting, and in that category also included removing invasives, reducing plastic, yay, one that's near and dear to my heart, picking up trash, not only locally but over at the beach, recycling, using non-toxic cleaners, in some cases making your own. And I liked this one, spiritual practices to benefit the earth, not only for themselves, but also for others. So anyway, beautiful, thank you so much. We appreciate it. This community is doing great things for the earth, and we hope you continue. And I'm gonna turn this over to Brenda.
I have even better news, and that is Earth Day was 11 days ago. Earth Month ended 3 days ago. And so to celebrate all the actions you took and to celebrate our Earth, there is a chocolate cake from Costco with a ganache filling out there. If you've ever had it, it's, right, Ken? It's so good.
Well, half of it's out there, Brenda.
Oops. So please enjoy the cake to celebrate all that we do as a center. And I just want to say that even though the cake says Earth Day, we think of April 22nd this year, well, all the years. Earth Day is every day. Earth Month is every month. So thank you all for doing what you did.
Thank you, guys. All right, I think it's time for some great music. Come on up, Savannah.
So many claps this morning. Thank you guys so much. All right, so I'm gonna do an original song for you. I wrote this song around the pandemic when things were a little scary. I was like, gotta have a better perspective on life. So this song is called New Lens. Can't sleep in this house, my anger's too loud, and it keeps telling me you gotta get out. I've been here way too long and I never did belong. Can't settle for this shallow life. Cause what about inner work? What about transcending trauma? Didn't find this path to walk until I became a mama. Now I got a new lens, goodbye dead ends. Healing is the path that I choose. Cause I know now that I deserve so much more than this restless life I've been settling for. Whoa. For some time I thought I was losing my mind by living in the chaos of the selfish unaligned. Being the black sheep takes a toll on the soul, but finding the truth has helped me let go. Cause this is inner work, this is transcending trauma. Didn't find this path to walk until I became a mama. Now I got a new lens, feeling my mind cleansed. There's nothing that I can't do, cause I know now that I deserve so much more than this restless life I've been settling for. Oh, I know what I want, I know what I need. Manifesting destinies burning so readily. The soil is open and I'm dropping the seeds. Whoa, I'm right where I need to be. Know now that I deserve so much more than this restless life I've been settling for. Whoa, 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 whoa. I said I don't want to fight and I don't want to rush. I don't want to take on way too much. I said I don't want to fight and I don't want to rush. Don't want to take on way too much. Yeah, 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 yeah. Forward rock steady, steady with the Creator, the divine. Forward has got to be my frame of mind. The rock steady, steady with the Creator, the divine. Say, forward has got to be my frame of mind. Yeah, rock steady, steady with the Creator, the divine. Thank you.
Thank you, Savannah. That was wonderful. And now to get our surfers going, we're going to have the amazing Maureen Certainty come up and do a reading and treatment for us. Come on up, Maureen. Mm-hmm.
Long time. So once again, what a beautiful, beautiful day. Can't believe it's already May. And I've got this thing here it is, May 1st, and I'm like, this is going to be May. May I month, May fill in the blank. May I know peace. May it be a beautiful day. So that's what I'm doing this month. Anyway, for the reading for today is from Michael Beckwith, and it's the meditative thought that he did for the past week. And it's really a good thing. And if you go on their website, it's actually posted on there, and it's in there for the whole week, and they're usually very, very powerful. So the meditative thought is, as I contemplate current world events, which simply cannot be ignored or bypassed, these words of Jesus the Christ came to me. Cut from the vine, you can do nothing. How clearly he describes the connectivity of our world family. How what happens in the West vibrationally impacts the East, the North and South, and vice versa. And yet we continue to create and believe in artificially created man-made borders. Mm-hmm. Nevertheless, there is good news. Are you ready? There being no separation between souls, compassion, love, peace, and kindness boundlessly spread far beyond our prayer mats to all beings with whom we share the planet. And that what is I encourage, this is why I encourage all of us to pray like we've never prayed before. To love like we've never loved before. And we do this as our gift, our blessing upon the world and all sentient beings. So I invite you now to join me as we move within. Grateful, grateful, grateful for the truth of what is our Creator. Always with us, always guiding, always loving, everywhere. And I know that that Spirit is so alive in each one of us that we share this. We are, as Reverend Ken said a few weeks ago, interdependent. It is beyond connectivity. It is all there is. We are one, we are one, we are one. And I'm so happy to be one with all of you in the center and everything that we do. There is so much good coming forth from this. And all the wonderful people that make it possible, which is each and every one of us. And I give thanks and gratitude to all of you. And I know that we continue on doing our work as light workers, shedding our light, shining our light, being our light, the one light of all. So let us go forth now, knowing this, showing this, loving this, being this to ourselves and each other. And together we say, and so it is.
Thank you, Maureen. That was lovely. So my talk title this morning is Pray Before the Storm. You know, I've heard it said that there are no atheists in a foxhole. I don't know about that, but I can tell you for certain there's certainly none in the middle of a tornado. I was raised in Macon, Georgia, which is known as Tornado Alley. And tornadoes are God's way of putting humanity in its place. A tornado is like a full moon. It brings out the crazy in people. My mom had 4 sisters, and they were all a bit, as my Jewish friends would say, meshuggah, even in the best of times. One of them was so afraid of storms, of bad weather, that she would, if the storm was coming, she would lock all the doors as if a chain bolt could keep a tornado out. My mom always liked to share the story of how they gathered one day at my aunt's house. This particular aunt, she lived right next door to the fire station there in Macon. And the fire stations in Macon were all equipped with civil defense sirens that would go off if bad weather was coming. And this particular day, the sisters had all gathered. They were sharing lunch, sharing stories, spending time with each other. The weather started getting bad. At first, they tried to ignore it. Then they tried to pay a little bit more attention to it. And finally, they couldn't ignore it anymore. It was getting worse and worse. One of them told my mom to turn on the TV to see what the weather was reporting. Now, my aunt at the time had just gotten a brand new TV. Those of us who are a little bit older, we remember these. It was one of the TVs that had just come out, had buttons on it, and it was instantaneously. It didn't have to warm up. You pushed the button and it came on immediately. And so they said, Helen, go turn on the TV. Mom went over. She pushed the button to turn the TV on. The moment she hit the button, the siren at the fire station went blaring. When that happened, one of the aunts jumped up and screamed out, the son of a bee is going to blow up. And when she hollered that out, they all ran out of the room. My mom said she knew what was happening, but she ran out with them. I asked her later, why did you run? She said, they just scared me. They just scared me. Which is a good reminder that fear is contagious. Fear is contagious. If we're not careful, the world's fears can become our own. And just a little side note, in our world right now, we have people who are using our fears. News media, pharmaceuticals, politicians. We got to be careful about that. Because in this world of stress and strain, if we do not have a balance, we can stay a little meshuggah. So prayer can help us keep that balance. Because prayer opens up that conduit beyond the troubles of this world. And it will inoculate us from the turmoil. But like any strength, we have to practice it. We have to make sure it's strong. There's a great episode of the series The Simpsons. Lisa catches Bart praying for a snow day after neglecting a school assignment. And she says to herself, prayer, the last refuge of a scoundrel. There's some truth to that. Now, as a minister, coming from a family, all Southern Baptists, most of my family members have no hesitation in telling you they think I've joined a cult. But let them get into trouble. And who are they going to call? Not the Ghostbusters, me. Now, they generally wait till after everybody's gone to bed so they can sneak off and call in privacy. Kind of makes me feel like one of those old 1-800 numbers, a little bit naughty, you know. Press 1 for prayer, press 2 for miracles, and if it's an emergency, you should have called sooner. But I'm glad they reach out. I really am. And usually, being a pious minister, I'm hesitant to point out the hypocrisy to them. At least right away. I'll work it into the conversation at some point. It's just too hard to resist. But it makes me wonder, do we sometimes treat God that way? How often do we turn to prayer when something's wrong? But it misses an important point. That spiritual strength can't be built in a moment of crisis. It's got to be cultivated. It's like any relationship. You've got to grow it. Because we're going to have challenges. That's just a part of life. Dr. Holmes, the founder of our teaching, he says, life's not working from the outside in, it's always working from the inside out. Not sometimes, not on just good days, but always. And life is a mirror that reflects back to us what we think into it. So it's always reflecting our inner state. So the question becomes, what are we building before the storm arrives? You don't train for a marathon when you're putting on your shoes to go run one. When you go build your strength, you don't go to the gym and lift the heaviest weights you can find. You have to build up. You have to prepare beforehand. But yet, many of us want to find our strength in the middle of the crisis. And that's when we want to generate faith, when we're already overwhelmed by fear and turmoil and confusion. We try to feel peace when anxiety has already taken over. And again, there's nothing wrong with reaching for spirit in times of challenges, but it's harder because we're trying to access a state we haven't been practicing. And if we don't practice that, if we don't have that conduit open for us, then when things get tough, that can in itself become a challenge. I have a dear colleague and an amazing friend, and I've known him now for over 30 years, and he just leaves me in awe of how he moves through life. He recently has had to close down his community in Atlanta for lack of support. He's selling his home. He's letting go of most of his belongings. And he's saying at 70, it's time for a new chapter, which is a spiritual way of saying, I didn't see this coming. Now, the good news is he's stepping into a wonderful opportunity. There's a community in Fort Worth, Texas. They have over $1 million in a trust fund, and they're hiring him to be their senior minister. So he's walking into a great opportunity. The other day we were talking on the phone, and we were talking and planning about what all he can do once he gets to Fort Worth, how he can get this community up and thriving, up and moving. And almost by accident, in the middle of that conversation, he told me that he had been victim of a banking scam. And at first I misunderstood him, and I thought that he was talking about $1,200, which would have been bad enough. But unfortunately, it was $21,000. Gone. And there's nothing the bank can do. He said, well, he said, for a couple of days, I really made myself feel bad. I really beat myself up. He said, I felt foolish, I felt naive, but then I had to accept the fact the money is gone. It's gone. And my choice is, am I going to focus on what I've lost, or am I going to focus on what Spirit is bringing to me? Am I going to look back to the past, or am I going to lift my eyes up to a glorious new beginning? It reminds me of the story of Lot's wife in the Old Testament. God told Abraham and Lot they had to leave the city. And as they were leaving the city, he told them, do not look back. But Lot's wife could not do it because she was leaving her children in the city. And she looked back and she turned into a pillar of salt. My teacher, Kennedy Schultz, he said the salt wasn't a punishment. He said the salt was from her tears, that she couldn't stop crying about what she left behind. And isn't that the temptation? To keep looking back, to keep replaying the loss, to relive the moment, and not to inspire the courage to move forward. Faith is not something we invent in crisis. It's something we build through relationship. Holmes says we have to practice the presence of God until it becomes the habit of thought. And that word practice, that's everything. Not emergency use, not occasional inspiration, but daily alignment. Daily making the decision. I'm going to lift my eyes from the turmoil of this world, and I'm going to look around me, and I'm going to look for the best and the signs of joy and love, the signs of this world healing. You know, this past winter, we had a really harsh winter, and I'm sure many of you are like us. Some of our plants died away. And some you had to replace, others you had to chop down to the root. And it's amazing right now because even those that you had to chop down to the ground, some of them you're seeing little signs of fresh growth and a new life. I declare Spirit's miracles hundreds of times a day. When I have a nice person at the checkout at the grocery store, that's God's miracle showing up for me. When I see new life in the gardens, that's God's miracle showing up for me. When I have a good night's sleep, that's a real miracle showing up for me. In Scripture, it says, pray without ceasing. That's an interesting verse, pray without ceasing. You know you're already doing that. Most people don't realize it. Your unceasing prayer is your self-talk. That's your unceasing prayer. And for most of us, what we say to ourselves, if we said out loud to somebody else, they would haul us away. They wouldn't let us do this. A friend of mine, he once told me, he said, you know, your boss can yell at you for 20 seconds. He said, but you can repeat it to yourself for 30 years. Be kind to yourself. Speak to yourself as you're speaking to a child of God, because that, in fact, is exactly what you're doing. So don't pray when things fall apart. Don't pray when you run out of options, but pray until it becomes the rhythm of your inner life. And that's the shift. Prayer is not something we just do. It is something we become. And it's not about informing God of our problems. It's about aligning ourselves with a deeper reality. And yes, we want to leave room for joy. Scripture says, make a joyful noise unto the Lord. So it doesn't always have to be heavy. Gratitude is one of the greatest prayers you can have. Meister Eckhart said, if the only prayer you ever say is thank you, that's prayer enough. So be in gratitude for as much as you can. Celebrate. And when you do that, it will empower you. It will give you the strength to face challenges. This past week, I've had a difficult visit to a rehab center. A dear friend of this community, actually, he's gotten older. He's had multiple falls. And the last fall was quite serious. It caused bleeding on his brain. So they had to remove a portion of his skull to relieve the pressure. He's in rehab. His 2 sons live far away, and so they can't always get to him, even though they're doing a really good effort to make sure he's being taken care of. But he's having to spend time in this rehab a lot by himself. He's scared, he's confused, and he wonders what his future holds for him. So I went to visit with him, and he wanted to hold my hand. And he held my hand, and he just looked at me and he said, am I going to be okay? And in that moment, there was a part of me, I didn't know what to say. Not just as a minister, but as a human being. Because when someone looks at you and asks something like that, they don't want philosophy, they don't want pat answers. They want something that they can hold on to. So I didn't just want to give him platitudes. I wanted to speak from my heart and soul because I know this person, I love this person. And I felt I had to give him something to hold on to during the challenges he's going to face. And so the only thing I knew to do was to tell him the truth. And the truth was, he's been a great dad. He's raised 2 grown men that are traveling across the country to check on him. He was a great husband. I knew his wife. He loved her and she loved him. He's been a great friend. And so I told him there, I said, you have loved and you have been loved. And love is going to carry you on. And whatever you face, just know that Spirit will be there with you, and you will rest in the arms of a loving God. And what helped me get through that was the knowing that the one thing I can do is I can keep him in prayers. So every night when I get comfortable in bed, when the 2 little dogs are snoring underneath the bed and the hum of the air conditioner is going on, I feel good and comfortable. The first thing I start my prayers is with gratitude. Gratitude of how I'm comfortable in that moment. Gratitude that I have love in my life. And then I start praying for as many people as I can pray for, as many people I remember. And he's certainly one of them, but I have many others. And I pray for our community. I pray for our nation. I pray for our leaders, even the ones I don't like that much. And I pray for our world, that we come to a better knowing, that we come to a time where we live in peace and harmony, where we live in a time where hate is not a coin of manipulation. And I be sure to include myself in those prayers, to include my life. And the biggest thing I pray for is open my eyes to the blessings and the love of God made manifest in my world. And the next morning I go out and I look for it as hard as I can. And most of us, we go out, and this was certainly, we want the big miracles. We want the Red Sea parting. We want the virgin birth. We want the resurrection. But look for miracles and daily signs around you. When the old friend calls you and you hadn't expected, that's a miracle from God. When a neighbor is a little bit more kind and open to you, that's a miracle from God. When an opportunity shows up, declare Spirit's miracle, and your life will become a miracle from Spirit, because that's exactly what it is. Holmes says the only God we'll ever know is the God we embody. Embody. And we embody it in our daily practice, so we don't have to scramble for it in crisis. If we embody it daily, we don't have to manufacture it under pressure. Because when we only call out to God in trouble, it's not that God does not hear us, it's that we haven't developed the skills. Because the truth is, the storms are going to come. The storms are going to come, not as punishment, not as failure, because they're just a part of life. And when they do, what matters most is not what's happening around you, but what's happening within you, because it's your inner life that's going to carry you on. So this week, don't wait for the storm. Take a few moments every day, not because something is wrong, but because something is right. Because there's a presence, a living, loving intelligence already within you, surrounding you, already expressing as you, urging you on to know the best of yourself. And when you turn towards it, it turns towards you gently, easily. And then something shifts. The mind opens, the breath deepens, the heart remembers. We are not preparing for the storm. We are remembering our strength. We're remembering who we are and whose we are, children of the Most High. We have not come to life to live in fear and turmoil and confusion. We are here to be bright, shining lights of God's possibilities. We are here to be God's love made manifest, and it's within every one of us to do. There's not one of us that will be missing. Spirit is calling us on, urging us higher, and we're on the move. It's the truth. It's the truth in your life this morning. It's the truth in mine, and so it is. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Coming up, Savannah.
For further inquiries, please call 1-800 Ken. I kind of want that on a t-shirt now. I might go home and create one, we'll see. It'll be available next week. But not as a cult though, okay? Just as a friend thing, you know? Okay. Heard there was a secret chord that David played and he pleased the Lord. But you don't really care for music, do you? It goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, and the major lift. The baffled king composing hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah. faith is strong, but you needed proof. You saw her bathing on the roof. Her beauty in the moonlight overthrew you. She tied you to a kitchen chair. She broke your throat and she cut your hair. And from her lips she drew hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. You say I took the name in vain when I don't even know your name. But if I did, well, really, what's it to you? There's a blaze of light in every word. It doesn't matter what you heard, the holy or the broken. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Did my best, but it wasn't much. I couldn't feel, so I tried to touch. With nothing on the thing that come to fool you. And even though it all went wrong, I'll stand before the Lord of songs with nothing on my tongue but hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Thank you.
That was amazing, Savannah. Stay up here. So now we come to the time where we take an offering to help support our community, because our community is doing really great, good work in the world. So you can support us in several ways. You can support us in consciousness, do prayer work for us. You can volunteer. We always have volunteer opportunities. And of course, you can support us financially. However you choose to support us, know that your donation to us will be returned to you multiplied abundantly. So if you will, take your intent and place it over your heart and read with me this affirmation of prosperity. I live in a universe of abundance. As I freely and joyfully give, I join in the divine flow, and all I share with life returns to me multiplied abundantly. And the ushers will step forward. Savannah.
Having long hair is a good thing, but it's also kind of like, all right, give me just a second. Here we go. Please hold. Enjoy the fancy elevator music. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. There's a reason for the sunshine in the sky, and there's a reason why I'm feeling so high. Must be the season when that love light shines all around us. So let that feeling grab you deep inside and send you reeling where your love can't hide, and then go stealing through the moonlight shines with your lover. Just let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love grow with the smallest of dreams, and let your love show. And you'll know what I mean. It's a season. Let your love fly like a bird on a wing, and let your love blind you to all living things, and let your love shine. And you know what I mean, that's the reason. There's a reason for the warm, sweet nights, and there's a reason for the candle lights. Must be the seasons when those love lights shines all around us. So let that loved one take you into space and let you wander. It's loving embrace, just let the thunder as it warms your face and you can hold back. Just let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love grow with the smallest of dreams, and let your love show. And you'll know what I mean, it's a season. Just let your love fly like a bird on a wing, and let your love bind you to all living things, and let your love shine. And you'll know what I mean, that's the reason. Just let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love grow with the smallest of dreams, and let your love show. And you'll know what I mean, it's a season.
Thank you, Savannah.
You're welcome.
It's so full, they're having trouble hauling it up. That's what I love. Thank you, Betsy. Thank you. Thank you for your support. Your support is allowing us to continue to be a beacon of love, hope, and joy. You are helping make the world a better place. You are doing your part in the solution of it all. So we're grateful for your contributions. We bless your contributions. We release them into the universe, knowing they do good and perfect work and returning to us multiplied abundantly. And together we say, and so it is. All right, my friends, let's conclude our service with affirmative prayer. I'm going to do it in the first person, but take it in for yourself. If I say something that works for you, hold tight to that. If I say something that doesn't work for you, well, just let that part slide by. But just know this truth with me this morning. There is but one God and one mind and one power, and that power is perfect love. It's divine intelligence. That power called me by name from stardust so I could walk the soil of St. Augustine, being a conduit for its love, its joy, its best possibilities. So here now in this sacred place, I choose to see myself as God sees me, not as weak and wounded, but strong, dynamic, courageous, out in the world and making a difference. This morning, I have lifted my eyes from the turmoil of the world, and I see the blessings of God raining down upon me. Not just me, but for my family, friends, community, for the world. I see and envision a time where we live in peace and love and harmony, where we trust one another, we love one another. As Christ said, love our neighbors as ourselves. So this morning, I leave this place inspired. I leave here encouraged. I leave here knowing that there's a power and a goodness and a glory of God is flowing through me, urging me on, calling out to me to be that conduit of love, that beacon of hope, that bright shining light of God's possibilities. So this morning, I leave here encouraged. I leave here knowing that Spirit is with me and I'm on the move and I'm not turning back. God has called me on and a path is being made for me and we are on the move. This is my truth. Every cell of my being radiates this right knowing, and I release this prayer into the mind of God to do its good and perfect, bold and dynamic work, returning to me multiplied abundantly. And together we say, And so it is. All right, my friends, I'm going to leave you with one last idea, and that is your life. Your life. It's not a problem to be solved. It's a miracle unfolding. Your job this week is to go name your miracle, proclaim your miracle, and make it your own. God bless us all. Now let us go be the miracle Spirit is calling us to be. Until we see each other again, this is Reverend Ken wishing you many blessings.
All right, we're gonna do Put a Little Love in Your Heart. Think of your fellow man, lend him a helping hand. Put a little bit of love in your heart. You see it's getting late, please don't hesitate. Put a little bit of love in your heart, and the world will be a better place, and the world will be a better place for you and me. You just wait and you'll see. Another day goes by instead of children cry. Put a little bit of love in your heart. If you want the world to know we won't let hatred grow, put a little bit of love in your heart, and the world will be a better place, and the world will be a better place for you and me. You just wait and you'll see. Take a good look around, and if you're looking down, put a little bit of love in your heart. I hope that when you decide, kindness will be your guide. Put a little bit of love in your heart, and the world will be a better place, and the world will be a better place for you and me, and me. Yeah, just wait and you'll see. Yeah, put a little bit of love in your heart. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Put a little bit of love in your heart. Yeah, put a little bit of love in your heart. Put a little bit of love in your heart. Take a good look around, and if you're looking down, put a little bit of love in your heart. I hope that when you decide, kindness will be your guide. Put a little bit of love in your heart, and the world will be a better place, and the world will be a better place for you and me, and me. Yeah, just wait, yeah, you'll see. Yeah, put a little bit of love in your heart. Ooh, ooh. Put a little bit of love in your heart. Yeah, yeah. Put a little bit of love in your heart. Last one. Put a little bit of love in your heart. All right, y'all have a wonderful week.
Thank you, Savannah.
You're welcome.
Young Daniel has asked me to be sure when you go on YouTube and watch this to comment, to like, to subscribe. It'll help us get this great word out to a world in need. Thank you, everyone. Have a great week.